exciting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Meet the Bead podcast. I'm your host, Sammy Ellie. Today, I am delighted to have a guest on the show, my very first guest ever, who I've known for 24 years, which is all of her life. This is my niece, Bella Lopez. Welcome to the show, Bella Lopez. Thank you for being my first guest.
It's an honor. It's an honor. Wow, I feel like I'm going to be famous.
Probably. We are going to be talking about starting a bead collection. Bella is a new young bead collector, and I thought she would be a perfect guest. So, Bella, why don't you start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm 24. I live in Houston, Texas. It's super hot over here. I am a mechanical engineer. I work with colors. I work with chemicals and pigments, and it's super exciting if you're into that thing, but I'm not going to go into it. It's exciting because of the colors.
So, you're an engineer that works with paint coatings and different colors of paint coatings.
Yes, my company, so we manufacture both powder and liquid coatings. And the biggest, most important thing about that industry is to get the appearance right. So you got to get the right texture and the right color. So that's like my day-to-day life is working to make these colors and textures perfect for our customer. Other than that, I'm a collector of some things. I collect toys. I collect comic books. And you can see behind me, I've also started collecting some posters and art for my room.
You're a very visual person, I think. I think you got a little bit of that from me, my gene.
I did get it from you. And that's kind of maybe something I was going to talk about because I'm very visual. It's how I learned too, because I don't know if anybody's heard of this. It's called aphantasia. I can't see things in my mind. Like if I think of something, it's not there. It's like, I always ask people, can you imagine this happening? Can you imagine this happening? And they're like, yeah, I can see it right there. I can't see it. And so that's why I like having all these, I cannot see things. Like if you imagine an apple, if I tell you to imagine an apple, could you see an apple right here, like in your mind's eye?
Yes. Yes.
I cannot. Like I know what an apple looks like. Can't see it.
Do you see the word apple? Is that what you see?
No.
You don't see anything.
It's like if you close your eyes, well, I guess, and nothing was there. Just imagine nothing.
That's interesting. So then maybe because you can't see things in your mind, you maybe need it tangible, like a tangible thing that you can
Yes.
see.
Yes, I love colors, and maybe it's why I work in colors. It just so happened to turn out that way. But yes, I need to touch things and see things, and I love vibrant colors, and I love old things, and I think that's because they used such vibrant colors back then. And now it's like they just make it the cheapest they can, and it looks like, and a lot of things are very glossy these days, and I kind of don't like that.
Yes. Well, there's a whole group of people that like more matte color, matte beads instead of a shiny glass. They like it tumbled so that it has a matte finish to it. There's like a whole group of those people. You're not alone in not
I'm
liking the
in that group.
sparkle. Okay, so when did you start collecting beads?
So I started collecting when I was still in school. So this was probably 2024. But my collection started out, from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
So like this again. This is not really part of my collection, I wouldn't say. It's a piece of my
So
history,
wait, those are the
something very
first beads you've ever owned?
I would have to say yes, and I didn't even buy them. So you could see these are some cheap plastic beads. I don't know, maybe from the dollar store.
Those are called
Wow.
pony beads. Those are plastic pony beads.
And I didn't even know that. So pony beads were some of my first beads, and they were gifted to me by my friend. So I started me on it, and it started becoming popular with the whole candy thing, the whole Taylor Swift thing. These type of beads were everywhere. And at first I was like, I kind of don't like it. Here, let me put it on. I wasn't a big fan of the pink. It's kind of chunky on me.
Yeah.
And back then I was a little skinnier, so my wrist was smaller. But then she made me like a black and blue one, and I was like, ooh, I like this. Another piece of my history. Let me pull it out. So this is a hair tie, and I wear a ponytail every day. And back then, people would love to see me with my hair down. I was like, I'm not having it. So I always had one of these on my wrist. That's a piece of history for me.
Okay.
And so I always had something on my wrist, and it's kind of small. Like, it's not too big. This one's kind of loose. Back then, it's kind of small. It's hugging my wrist. I liked having something on there. So I think that's part of what got me used to wearing something on my wrist. And then I discovered things like this. And then I guess I got into it again in college. I think because you sent me something. It was like one of your bead weaving things, maybe having something to do with a dragon. Kumiko?
Oh,
Does that ring a
Kumihimo. I
bell?
sent you like a Kumihimo dragon or something. Yeah.
I think you did. And I was like, whoa, that's cool.
Whoa.
Whoa, I don't have the patience for that, but whoa. And so I went over to Hobby Lobby, and they have a nice selection. I'm pretty sure everybody here has been to Hobby Lobby. And they had this section of check beads, the cheap ones, the cheap glass beads. It's like $5 for a bottle, big bottle. Or they even have the trays. And so I think I got a tray of blue. It was like blue and greens. Like, wow, this is so pretty. I got to do something with this. And so I started making, stretchy bracelets. Here, let me see if I can grab them. This is one of my newer little ones. But I got the what do we call that?
The string?
The string, the stretchy string. Oh, I have some here.
The
probably.
stretch elastic.
The stretch elastic. This is my best friend.
Elasticity.
I got some of that. And then I just started tying knots and putting beads together. And I think you texted me about the show in Hawaii.
The bead show.
And
The bead show.
the bead show. It was like a little convention. And you were like, are you into beads? I was like, yeah, I've kind of been into it. And I think I sent you pictures of some of the stuff I was making. I had some blue letter beads. And it's like, it said my name. It said some things I liked. I think I even made some for my ankle because I'm a big anklet
Wait a minute.
person.
I remember because I found out that there's going to be a bead convention in Hawaii, which is just one flight from Alaska. So I was going to see if you wanted to go. But then I made you prove it. I was like, send me pictures. Because if you were just telling me you just wanted a free trip to Hawaii, I wasn't going to do it. But if you proved to me that you were actually playing with beads and making things, I was like, prove it. Send me pictures of what you're doing. And then you did.
It's possible in the 2 minutes that I got all the supplies and I made a couple of bracelets.
That's probably
You do anything for Hawaii, right?
right.
No, I'm just kidding. So I was already into it, but I was just kind of making whatever with some plastic beads or some cheap glass beads. And then we went to Hawaii. And I think while we're there, Sammy, you love to show your beads, tell the beads, the story of your beads. And I was like, whoa. Like I said, I'm visual. So to me, it's just like, whoa, this is cool. I like this.
The bead show was pretty cool. I mean, it was small. There was probably, maybe 10 vendors in this one big room. But there were a couple really cool vendors. And us both being visual people, I think we appreciated it. And then there was that one, Ava Motherwell, right? She had the Ava Motherwell collection. And
she's got the big middle table.
Yeah, she had the big table and she had some really cool vintage resin beads. She had a bunch of lampwork beads. And I remember you were totally digging the lampwork stuff.
I was digging it. And the German glass I thought was so pretty. I was like, wow, again, wow. So it was that. Just I think it was nice to start small though, because we went to the convention in Tucson, which is so fun. But starting in Hawaii, 10 people, it's not too overwhelming. It's not too much to learn at once because there's so many beads.
It can be very overwhelming.
Like really genuinely, I did not know like this was happening. It's a whole other.
I know. It is a whole subculture. Bead people. We are a whole subculture. Okay, so I remember that you first liked the lampwork beads. Is that right? And the German beads. Yeah. And you spent $40, I think, on a bead or on like a set of beads. And I remember thinking, that's a lot of money.
Yes, for me, it felt like a lot of money. But I think it's, I don't know if you've seen that meme, me trying not to spend $300 on a hobby I've, found out about 5 minutes ago. It's like, wow, like you see all this is so new. You just want to get into it. You got to get yourself started. I need a jump start on these people. I've been here for 5 minutes. I got to have something to prove.
Can you show us some of your first beads that you purchased from the Hawaii trip?
All right. So this one I have handy on me. This is a lampwork bead from the Bead Gallery.
Very cool.
And yes, this one was gifted to me by the owner. And I think she said her kind of adopted dad makes these. He made a lot of lampwork for their store. And she had like a little container of lampwork that she was giving out for free. We also got some Peruvian, is it the Peruvian?
Peruvian ceramic.
Ceramic beads. Got some sushi beads there. Yeah, and so it was like, again, I was like, wow, who's making all this? Like, look at these colors. Like, this is just so, like, to me, it's so abstract. Like, what put that idea in your head? It also kind of made me think of the screen painting Who did that?
Screen painting? Oh, the
No. He
screen
has
painting. The screen paint Munch. It's an Edward Munch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this right here, it made me think of that, and I was like, it's reminding me of art, but it's something that you can touch, and it's so small, and people are blowing glass making this. And then also at, what is it called? Beat It, some Chinese Millefiori beads. So I think from you and Steve, Millefiori was like, yeah, this is hot. This is what we like. This is cool. It's collectors, like everybody's got to have some of these. And so I saw those Chinese ones. I was like, oh, dang, they have some in that store. It was like, it was a really small store, but they had so many beads in these little, like, what do you call them? Sample cups. And then I was looking all around the store for something that I'd like. And you know, a lot of the beads, they're kind of girly, and that's not really my thing. But then I saw these, and they're so blue and so vibrant. I was like, I've got to have those. And they were just these little, they're like this long, and they're this small, and I like the small stuff. It's like, I gotta have some of those. I think I bought like 5 of those.
I think they were super affordable too. Were they 10 cents? I mean, I think they were pretty cheap.
They were cheap, they were in my price range, and again, I'm new, I'm like, I'm so excited to have anything. I didn't know, like, okay, Chinese beads, you know, maybe they're not special, like, but, you know, as one of my first beads, it feels so special to find it, 'cause I think prior to that, I really had never been at a bead store either, like an actual bead
Yeah, I
store.
think a lot of
So
people, they don't know that they're even gonna like beads, but then if you walk around in a bead store long enough, you will be attracted to something because there is something for everyone, whether they're little ceramic animals or vibrant millifioris or silver, Tibetan silver. I mean, there's something for everybody. Gemstone, sparkle, matte, big, small. So, yeah, I think if you've
Mhm.
never been to a bead store, you should go, and I'm sure you will find something you like if you're in there long enough.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah, and Beat It, I think, is a good beginner store because 'cause you're not gonna find, like, these super extravagant and expensive beads. They're all very affordable. So that was a good first beading experience, and then we went to the bead gallery, and they had some more special beads, more lampwork beads, the, ceramic beads. It's like, wow, okay, I didn't even know, like, these ceramic bead and I didn't know these Peruvian ceramic beads were special. They stopped making them is what you said. It's like, "Hey, this is my second bead store. I get to have something that's not being made anymore."
Yes, I remember we got these little they look like sushi rolls, like a little
Yes.
slice of a sushi roll.
They had tuna and salmon.
It was and I've never seen them since. So,
I made bracelets out of them, and I went to go eat sushi at my favorite sushi restaurant in Houston. I'm so serious, and I took a picture. I took a picture with my sushi, and I posted it on my Instagram because it felt special. It felt special.
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that you
Mhm.
have a story that's connected with the bead that bead now. Now, like, probably every time you see that bead, you'll remember that you had that meal, so that's
Mhm.
awesome. Now your bead
Yeah.
collection has kind of grown. I mean, you've always liked lamp
Yeah.
work, but now, like, tell us how your bead collection has evolved.
So, getting more into it, like I said, there's a lot. And these are like the bracelets I like to wear every
Oh my
day. And
gosh.
it's a lot of seed beads as you can see. And then you have some glass here, some glass, some more glass, some lamp work. This one was gifted by you, very special, but you can see I have a lot of small beads. I like the skinny bracelets and I like the small beads, so I expanded more into like collecting seed beads. I am kind of spending a lot of money on these beads and I want to use them. And I want to use them a little background. I like to go out a lot and I like to accessorize, but you know, I don't accessorize like normal. I'm not going to wear like some big earrings, big hoops, or a nice big necklace. I like to wear a watch and I like to wear a little chain bracelet. And what looks good with silver? Everything, and as long as it's not, like, overbearing. So, I decided I'm gonna cater to that. I'm gonna cater to what I already have, and so I started buying the small beads, the colorful beads, and putting them together, just doing errands. I wanna have some character, you know, you gotta have some character to the wrist. I also wear really boring clothes sometimes, so I've gotta pop out somehow, but I don't wanna do too much at the same time, so I'm gonna buy these small, colorful beads. So that's a lot of what I've collected at here. You can see here I've got a bunch of beads
Oh,
here,
wow.
small beads. I think any bag I grab, it's just gonna be a lot of smaller
And
beads.
you're mostly making jewelry with those beads.
more small beads. I love a whole bag of small beads. I just love
Oh my
small
gosh,
beads.
you love a small bead.
I know.
You love a seed bead. Who knew? I did not
I
even
love
know that
seeds.
you love seed beads because you also collect another kind of bead,
I do. Face beads.
face beads. See, I knew about your face bead collection, but I did not even know
Mhm.
about your small bead collection. Okay.
Well, see, for the face beads, I like to have my focal piece and I like the face to be part of it. And I think the seed bead really complement that, because they make such pretty colors. Like Miyuki beads, they're so pretty. They're so small and they're so well made. And they go well with these face beads. So let me show you something
When
here.
you say a face bead, you mean just any beads that have faces on them.
Basically, or even, just facial features. So let me show you. I got a couple for you. These are my 2 favorite face beads.
Okay.
So this one, I have a strand of these, and these were gifted to me by you.
I
I think
know.
you found them in Seattle, I
Bellingham.
want to say.
I found him in Bellingham, Washington. The lady who owns the bead store made it out of polymer clay, and when she cut the cane of polymer clay, each
Mm-hmm.
slice came out slightly different, and she put them all onto a
Different.
bracelet. So there's a whole bracelet of different face beads, and you've taken them
Yeah,
apart and separated them. That's pretty
I've
awesome.
taken them and I've started using them. It's kind of fun. It's hard to see in the camera, but you can kind of see her fingerprints in them, so you know it's handmade.
Oh, some of them I
Yeah.
thought looked kind of like little pharaohs because the hair sort of reminded me of like a pharaoh, like an Egyptian
Mhm.
pharaoh. But then other ones kind of look like
Yeah,
Elvis with the black
I
hair
can see
kind of
that.
swooping in the
This
front.
one, she's kind of Elvisy, but this one kind of gives me Trojan Warrior or like with a helmet.
Yeah, and she
Mhm.
made those out of polymer
She
clay.
did, and it's got lovely detail and such beautiful colors. Yeah, here's another one. This one I got in, I want to say Vancouver. Here's another face, and I think this is more clay. She's put it around something. I think this is clay inside, and then they put it on there. I've got a few of these. Let me show you. This one's glass. It's got a little face on there. It's a piece of cane, just some raw cane that they chopped, turned into a bead. Yeah, there you go. A few more. I guess I won't show you everything. This one's got some eyes.
So why do you think you like a face bead? Or do you even know why you like a face bead?
I I think I know why. So let me venture off a little bit before we get fully into that. So I collect other things, and I've got them here for you. I've got some toys right here, and check out, he's fallen. Check out these.
What are they? Are they like rubber?
They're they're rubber bouncy balls,
Okay.
and it's like I was trying to rationalize it. Like, why do I like face beads? Check out this guy. He opens up, and there's stuff inside of him.
Whoa.
He's like a monster. He's got some cool colors.
Are
I've
they
got
all different brands? Oh my gosh. Are they all different brands or is there just like one brand that makes all those things?
So these are all different. Well, these are made by the same brand. These are called Mighty Max, and it's a vintage toy line. They don't make them anymore. These are called Shrunken Heads. This was their line, and then they made some bigger ones, and then they have even bigger ones. This was made. I think this might be. I'm not sure who this was made by. Check
Very
that
cool.
out.
Oh, yeah, it has eyes on it. It's definitely like a
It
face.
has eyes. It has eyes. And these are Mad Balls, and these ones are not vintage, but they are a vintage toy, and these are their newest iteration
And
of
that
them.
is also rubber. You could throw that on the
Yeah,
ground and bounce it.
you could bounce that around. I mean, there's patterns to it, so it might not bounce perfectly.
Wait, can you imagine if you had like 12 of those and just stuck a hole through it and put it on a string?
I have like 50. I made sure to stock up.
Because do they make them anymore? Wait, those big ones.
These ones?
Yeah. Do they make those anymore?
These are newer production, so these are from this year. But they have, old ones that are a lot nicer quality. Again, vintage stuff is always nicer quality.
Yeah.
Better colors, better production. So they are making these now.
But if we were to stick a hole in them and take them from ball to bead, anything with a hole in it is a bead. So if you put a hole through that and strung them up, can you imagine like a big, chunky, crazy toy necklace?
That would be a great idea for Halloween. Halloween's coming up. The Monster Vibe is good for Halloween. I could totally turn those into beads and wear them out because I'm too old to wear a full-on costume, I think. Maybe I'm too old to wear a bunch of monster balls around my neck. Who knows? It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I have extra. And then again, just more faces. Faces everywhere. This is also
You just
vintage.
love to collect things with faces.
Yeah, so, and I think it's because they're things that usually you don't think this thing's gonna have a face. Why would it have a face? Why would it have any facial features? I would never think to put a face on a ball. And it sounds like such a simple idea, like, oh yeah, let's put a face on a ball. But then you make it so cool and so colorful and so vibrant. Wow, who would ever think to make that? And it's the same with the bead. Like, again, I thought this was the only bead ever to exist. And then you show me something like this. This guy's got ears. He's got ears. It's like somebody took their time to make that, and I can look at it. It's like, well, it's kind of looking back at me. But I think it's very unique too. Because again, who's really walking around with face beads?
Yeah.
Nobody's walking around with that. Before I got into collecting toys, I never saw a ball with a face on it. It's the whole like uniqueness thing. It's kind of weird almost. Oh, this looks kind of weird. It's, like, this guy looks funky. He doesn't even look like a normal person, but it's still, you can tell it's got a face on it.
What I love about your face bead collection is that now that we all know you collect face beads, everywhere we go, all of us are looking for face beads for you all the time. Your mother, your stepdad, me. I mean, we're kind of all out there canvassing the universe for face
Yeah.
beads.
It's satisfying to find something that you or somebody you know wants. These things are unique, you know, they're not just gonna be sold everywhere. So it's like when you're on the lookout and you find it, it's like an adrenaline rush. I was at the antique mall the other day and I sent you a picture of these beads. I was like, I don't know, I can't tell if these are vintage or not. They're only $5. They look so cool. It kind of looks like old glass. It's so fun to find these.
Yeah, that is like collecting. That is what collecting is all
Yeah.
about. It's like seeking out a particular thing and then finding it, seeing how it fits in with the other things.
Show me some more of your face bead collection.
Okay. Here is beautiful Lady Buddha. She's pretty. She's got the silver.
Nice.
She looks kind of shiny. She's got no mouth. It's kind of sad. A woman's voice. I'm just kidding. But yes, she when I was in Vietnam, that's what she reminds me of. Vietnam, Da Nang. There's a beautiful giant Lady Buddha statue, and you always see Mr. Buddha himself. There's another bead. He's got,
Ooh.
yeah, he's pretty. Who do we like better, Lady Buddha or Man Buddha? Are they one and the same?
No, I
don't
think
know.
they're different.
They're totally different. Same meaning, maybe. I'm not sure. I think they're beautiful. I really like her a lot because of the silver and all the crevices. Do you like the tummy or do you like just face? I like the tummy. 'Cause sometimes you gotta embrace the chub, and I think he looks happy.
And the breasts, you know, they got the
They
he's
got
got
the
the
moves.
he's got the Buddha fat, you know, visceral fat, like all of it.
I'm happier when I eat, and I think I might use him as like a token of food. Like, oh, I'm gonna take this guy with me to eat. I feel happy. Oh, I
Oh.
appreciate this food. That's how he makes.
You know, a lot of people say if you rub the Buddha's belly, it's good luck. So, you know, that's another reason that bead is good because you actually have belly to rub. So,
There is a lot of belly to rub. What do you think he's? I can't tell what he's made out of. He's kind
I
of
think bone,
like
bone.
bone.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's really nice, and he kind of looks like a leaf from behind. Surprise, belly. Okay, continuing with our Asian theme. Look at this guy. Is this Check him
We
out.
got that one from Bead Holiday in Tucson.
Yes, he is from Bead Holiday. I'm not. What is this made out of?
I don't know. It's
I don't
like
know.
either some sort of ceramic or I don't know.
They had a bunch of these miniatures, of drinks, foods, maybe shoes. But I think this one really spoke to you.
Yeah, because
Why did he speak to you?
it sort of looks like a little Asian person.
Is does it remind you of you when you're younger, maybe?
Just kidding. Or just you. It reminds me of you.
Or and that is now why I have it. I think this guy, yeah. If I were to wear a hat, okay. So my mom, she's always telling me in pictures, open your eyes, open your eyes. I'm like, they're open. Lady, they're I'm just kidding.
That is so insulting. Oh my
They're
God.
open, and you know what? I think this guy's eyes are open too, and he's standing there. He's happy. He's in solace. He's looks like me when I'm taking a picture. I have a camera. Maybe I'll put him on there as a reminder to open my eyes.
I think we need to clarify for the audience that your mom is Asian. I mean, she's my sister. So, I mean, that's
That
insulting,
was
and it's even more insulting coming from her. So, but
yeah.
anyway, we
It means
digress.
yes. Okay, and again, she's got pigtails. And look at her bow. Let me spin it for you. Maybe she's smitten for somebody. And little rosy cheeks. What's the
I like
what
that.
what occasion would we wear her on? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, she's just so cute. I mean, I could see her on little earrings or something, but
And
she doesn't even need to be on anything because she's part of the collection.
it's part of the
So,
collection. It's the fun part about having a collection. Okay, I've got these duos right here, and it looks like Egyptian pharaoh kind of thing.
do you know what they remind me of? They remind me of in the movie Star Wars, Han Solo gets captured and
Ah,
put into like metal
yeah,
and
he's like
frozen.
frozen. I think he's like cryo frozen for.
Cryo frozen. And there's like, his imprints
He's
coming out of the metal. And that is what those remind
That's
me of.
what that reminds you of. He's etched in time. He's frozen in time. That's what this guy is. His soul is in there, and it will only be released if I learn how to use duos.
That's true.
So good luck. Han Solo was luckier than this guy. I love the green on that. I love the
Very
green.
cool. Very
Did
cool.
I? How about this one? It's kind of similar to
Oh,
my
yeah.
Lady Buddha. So maybe this is a popular combo. The silver and the blue. I think those are two beautiful colors together. Kind of a metallic blue. And this one's kind of artsy fartsy, don't you think?
Yeah.
He's got that abstract look, the art when they don't pick up their pen. That's kind of
Yeah.
what he reminds me of. He's double faced. Ooh, double.
Very cool.
Uh-oh, maybe this guy's bad. He's two faced. That's a whole other story with this guy. He's two faced. I have one more. I've got one more, and I feel like maybe this was somebody's practice bead. So I ordered a few of these off of eBay because I just thought they were super cute. I think what attracted me to this guy the most was his lips. He's got the cutest little fish lips. Wow,
Hmm.
those things are juicy. Those things are juicy. Anyways, this also came in my package, and I think he's some stone. He's got two faces, and it kind of looks like maybe. Well, is that insulting if I say somebody was practicing? Am I saying that doesn't look good?
No, look, they went through a lot of trouble to put the ears on it. And also, it
Yeah.
might be really hard to carve into that stone.
He's got two little ears, two faces, and yeah, I like this guy. He's the only stone I really have, honestly. Out of all of my faces, out of all my beads, I guess I'm more of a glass person.
Or maybe that's just what we found is like glass and clay. I mean, we found a lot of clay.
Oh,
There's a question. How do you display all the faces? Are they all together hanging out somewhere? Are they on a shelf? Are they in a box?
yes. Typically, so I have this. This I repurposed. I had this for toys, and this is where I display some of my favorite beads. And I also the faces. They usually are hanging out around here. So it's kind of all of my favorite things I can just look at and I can touch and I can grab. So yeah, all of my favorite beads they hang out here, and my toy shelf is at the end of my bed. So whenever I'm in bed, I can just look up and think, there are my beads. There are my friends. They're watching me sleep. It's kind of like my own Toy Story. Or would they just kind of roll around? That's a question for the audience.
Do any of these faces
You
come
know
with
what?
names?
I was thinking part of this session today should be naming these beads. These are the polymer beads,
Oh,
polymer
yeah.
clay. And we were talking about them, and I think we were saying they all look so different. They all have their own personality. I mean, like this one doesn't even have hair. I would love to name some of these with you.
Well, the one with the big black tuft of hair, I mean, he's Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. There's a couple of Elvises. I think these two are Elvis and Elvis Jr. These ones are pretty similar.
Elvis twins.
They are the Elvis twins, or they're Elvis impersonators. I think this guy is kind of reminds me of George Washington, or kind of an early.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's that weird white thing here. So, yeah, George.
George. That's George. This is. I'm gonna go Susan. She just looks like a regular girl taking a walk. She's got her striped blouse on. She looks like maybe she'd go to the library or something, or maybe she'd go to the bead store. And
Susan. I like Susan. I like it because she's got that long hair, kind of like you.
She's got the locks on her. Beautiful locks. So name your beads. Give them some personality.
Yeah, definitely naming the beads. Well, and not everybody names beads because they don't have faces, but yours, I mean, I think it's a natural progression to name them if they have a face on them. Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us your bead collection.
You're welcome. I have one more guy.
Yeah. Well, I was going to show you some face beads that I have in my collection. I don't know if I've ever showed you this. I got this strand from an antique store here in Anchorage, and it has these face beads on it, which is, that one Millefiori slice that you have, that cane slice. It's pretty much what these were. Since then, like some are just Millefiori, but like those have faces. But
Those are good.
I think these are made in India, and they were made, I think, in the 70s and 80s. And people will argue on bead forums, oh, those don't have a value. But actually, they kind of are becoming more scarce because not very many people are making these anymore. And so, yeah, so now these are kind of gaining in value.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
It's value to the person, too. Like, if I saw that, I'd be like, whoa. I want it over anything. And they put so much detail into something so small. And I think a lot of beads, it's all beautiful patterns. But sometimes it's like, ooh, like you're doing something very intentional by making a face.
Okay, wait, I just remembered that I have another face bead. I just totally remembered it just right now. Can I grab it off the wall here? Actually, and you've seen this before, but I forgot that I had it and I didn't pull it down.
This is what I think it is. Everybody's looking for a treat.
Okay. Now we had just gone to Italy in April of 25, and we went to Murano and hung out with Luigi Catalan. Yes, I'm name dropping. And we hung out with him at his house, and he was gracious and just opened up his whole house and his bead collection. He said, sure, you can purchase whatever you'd like. And so I purchased many, many beads from him. But one of the ones I purchased was this chevron, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-layer chevron that has a face on it. And
It's starting to hear the angels.
It looks like a Chinaman face, right?
It's amazing. Yeah, it does. It looks like a Chinaman.
Yeah. It looks like a Chinaman. It looks like, and I think it is a Chinaman, right? And it's got another.
Yeah, he's got the rice hat, maybe.
Who else is going to buy this bead? Like, yes, I'm thinking, who else is going to buy this bead? Who else appreciates a Chinaman on a bead? Like, this bead is meant for me.
As Asians, I think it's really like getting home. Wow.
Yeah. And I was just thinking an Asian needs to own this bead. And I didn't think he'd sell it because it was sitting there.
It's huge.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Anyways, I was just going to say, yeah, I didn't think he was going to sell me this because it was just sitting on his table. And he's like, sure, if you want to buy it. And then here's another one that I purchased from him. I don't think he made this one, but it was in his collection. So it's this glass bead that has, it's like encased in some clear. Okay. So one side of this pyramid is an eye. And then there's another little there's another little eye, and then we're gonna keep going around. There's like a cross, okay, and then this side, it's a girl.
She's got hair and everything.
She kind of looks like us.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was gonna say she kind of looks like me, but she kind of looks like you too.
Like a self-portrait. It was meant to be.
I mean,
beautiful colors.
And I just thought, who else is gonna buy that bead? Like, who else does it look like?
It's really beautiful colors, and it's beautiful on its own. But then you see a person in there, it's like, wow, that makes it really special. Like, why? What made you put a face in there? And
I know. Well, you need to get yourself to Murano, Italy, because in Murano there is a museum of glass, but there's a whole section on glass beads. And within that, there's a whole section on faces. And from what I understand, like back in the day, maybe 1500s, 1600s, if you were very well to do, you could have a glass maker make a cane of your face. And so they have whole displays there of all this little canes that they would use, tiny little stretch canes that they would use to make the face. And then they'd show the cane that is still, maybe 6 or 8 inches long, but then in the cross section, you could see the face. It's amazing.
Maybe in my past life, I'm like an aristocrat or something. I've got a lot of money. I'm bored. I'm sitting for my portrait. Like, I've got 1,000 paintings of myself already. Make me a bead. I want to wear myself. I want to wear myself around. Maybe
Well, and then I always think about, because I have done portrait paintings too. I always think about that era. I mean, there was no photography, right? So if you hired somebody to paint your portrait or make a bead of your face, it probably looked like you.
Yeah.
Because you probably weren't going to pay these people if, you probably weren't going to pay them if you weren't happy with the sculpture that they made of you or the painting that they did. So just the accuracy that had to be involved with making glass cane to
Yes.
look like somebody. I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah, maybe abstract wasn't so big back then, so it was very to your likeness back.
Well, I was thinking that I would start a new section to this podcast. And the section is called, wait for it, drum roll,
Big
please.
reveal.
The Bead Jar. It's called the Bead Jar. So I have a bead, I have a jar, and I think for every guest, I'll just fill it with beads that maybe we can surprise the guest with or talk to the guest about. So
Got it.
this is the Bead Jar segment of our podcast.
Hey.
Okay, because I knew you were coming on this episode, I have stashed away several things in the bead jar that I want to show you that we can chit chat about. Okay, well, recently I was in New York
I do.
City, and of course I hit up some bead stores while I was there. And these came from Bead Center 2, the store called Bead Center 2, and they
my
are
gosh.
bone carved beads, face beads, and both sides.
So that's his
And, oops, sorry.
what does he
And they
have
have little
going on
holes.
here?
I know he's got,
Look at
he's
that
got like
mouth.
teeth.
Wow.
He's got teeth, and the other side is carved. Yeah, super cool.
He's so cute.
I got these, another one, and they're all slightly different. They all just have like a little different personality. There's the one I just showed you.
He's shaped like a tooth.
Yeah, I know. And then this one too. This one, this one's like a mask. Very kind of.
That one is really cool. Oh my god.
Anyways, yeah, this one just has the first two are some sort of bone, I think, and this one is wood. This one is
Those
just wood, or I don't know. I can't really tell what, like a wood or it's like a soft wood, like a painted soft wood. Okay, so those are super cool. We got a lot of beads to get through in this jar.
Yeah.
So, okay, then I went to this store called Toho Soji. So Toho is a bead manufacturer, and I got to say, all in all, I was a little disappointed in the store. Yeah, because they had mostly like findings, and I didn't find any great deals on beads or findings or anything. But they did have these little packages, 2 little packages of.
Is that an animal?
I know,
An
it looks like a
animal
little
face?
porcupine face or
Oh
something.
my gosh.
So I just took this one out. This one is more
Oh,
face-like.
it's
Isn't
little
it cute? It's so cute, the
Oh my
cheeks.
god.
Okay, and the hole goes there. So, and that just came packaged by itself, and I'm gonna pull this one out. I haven't even opened these. I was waiting for you, so I don't know.
Reveal, the big
Is it
reveal.
an animal? He kind of does look like a little, like, hedgehog or something.
He looks like a
I don't
fox,
know.
kind of. If I were to say, but the dots are throwing me off. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you
Yeah.
want with the bead.
Yeah.
It looks like, I would say he's a little fox with the. I'm going to say he's a fox with a helmet, a dotted helmet.
Okay, I can deal with that.
I
But
love
he has eyebrows. Okay, so got those for you because I was hunting for you for some face beads for you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Then I went to this store called Beads of Paradise, which has been in business for 40 years.
Okay.
And my gosh, one day we have to go there. It's so amazing. It's just eye candy for the soul. And he has so much amazing stuff. So I got you this. It is a strand of prayer beads.
Is
Okay.
Buddha?
And so it's so
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
so I, and I think they're like upside down like
Look at right
this.
here. They're kind of similar, but yours is
Yeah,
like
they're
man.
all a little bit. Look at that guy. He like looks like he's laughing.
He looks
but
kind of
he looks
angry.
serious. I know. A lot of them look super angry and serious. but they're all slightly different, and I don't understand. They feel like they're made out of some kind of bone, but then they also do you see how they have, like, a line down the middle? So I was like, I don't know, are they cast in something? Why do they have that line? It's like they had 2 parts that they put together. So I don't know how they got
Expressing something different.
I know, like, the
He's laughing. That guy is laughing. Guy is having a good time.
that looks like Darth Vader to
That
me.
there's one over there
But
that looks like a
yeah,
skull to me.
they have a little weight, and they're all front and back, and they were called prayer beads. So and they just say PB for, I think, prayer bead. Okay, I got 2 more things to show you. Okay, these I got off of Etsy.
Oh, I love Etsy.
I got these off of
I love
Etsy.
eBay. Man, it's
They're
oh my
polymer clay,
gosh!
and just like the other
Oh my
ones
gosh! I
so
think these are my
cute.
favorite. These are my
They are?
favorite from the Bead Jar segment. What?
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, here's another one.
Oh my gosh, they look so weird.
It's kinda like that. Now, it didn't have an artist name or anything. I think actually, this might have been eBay. It was, like, a lot, but yeah, there's, 4 of them, and actually, there's
Look at
5.
our
There's 5,
nose.
and I'm using one as, like, the person I talk to on my computer, so I'm not just talking to a green
They have a
box.
lot of personality.
Okay, and then here's the last one. He's kinda squished. You like
Wait, you're
those?
frozen now. Hold on. Give it
Oh,
I think it'll
sorry.
come back in a second. There you are.
Do you
It
like
looks
that?
like he's entrapped in your bead, like, somebody's put him in there and he's stuck there.
I know, it does. And they've got 2 holes. The beads
Uh,
have 2 holes,
how do you
so but they're polymer clay, and you can tell, like, they're kinda like that Millefiori where they place the clay over the
how do
center,
they
but you like those, I got you those. Those are in the jar. This last one is probably my favorite, and I definitely got this on eBay. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh. Do they have,
Okay,
like,
it's a necklace.
3D hair?
It's a necklace of polymer clay
Oh.
face beads, and I think they must have been maybe the center well, I was gonna say the centers are painted wood, but no, I think they're all clay. Okay, let's look at the top 2 by the clasp. Okay, here we go, the top
Oh my
2. Yes, and they
no.
have 3D
The
hair.
3D
Look,
hair.
it's like they have spaghetti hair, and that one girl's got earrings. She's got 2
Or
little
those little
ears.
findings that for earring.
Yeah, that they've used as ears. I know, like,
She has bangs. Oh, I like that one. 'Cause we have bangs. So,
she's got bangs and big ol' eyes, and there's another redhead. The
it looks like
bang girl. It's the
Wendy.
front and back. And then
Those are beautiful. I love the bow.
we got these
With the bun.
girls. I love the one with the
I
bow
love
in her
the
hair,
buns.
and the
Space
pigtails.
bun. It's a space bun vibe.
Just space okay, and then the last 2 girls are I guess they're graduated because these are
Uh,
kinda bigger, so the
bruh,
bottom ones are a
kind
little
of.
bit bigger. Yeah, this one is like, "What's
My
happening?
soul is
Release me
trapped.
from the"
Please sit with me. Very
And then the
normal, very
center one
chill.
is this little I love how the mouth is like a little heart.
They're super they're very childlike, like, they just bring they're a li you know what, I think a good word for it is whimsical, 'cause it's very whimsical, and I think a lot of people are
Very
looking for
whimsical.
whimsy in their life right now, and they're it
Yeah.
will.
I mean, this will bring a smile to your face no matter
Shout
who
out
you
to the
are.
artist that made those, 'cause I definitely couldn't. I've messed with clay. Oh my god. It is so frustrating. So making
Yeah.
eyes, making a nose, making a mouth, it's like you've got a superpower, and I really
I also have this one
oh my
other
god.
bead that I wanted to show you that I got for you. Just got it yesterday when I was driving from Homer, Alaska to Anchorage, and I stopped at a bead store called
Yeah.
Kate's Beads, and
What
she
is it?
had
Does it have
this
a body?
silver bead, and
What
it is now it looks like
and
it
leg?
has a body. It looks like it
What
has
is
arms.
that?
He's, like,
He kinda
squatting.
looks like he's like going
Does he
yeah,
look
he's
like he's
squatting like
squatting?
this. Maybe he's got big ears. What is
Yeah. It I mean, it kind of looks like a
um,
maybe a native kind of carving, but I don't really know. Maybe it's like
he
South
yeah.
American? I don't really know. And
He kinda reminds me of I have something here. He reminds me of this guy almost, same kinda style. So the guy I bought this from, he said this is, like, pre-Columbian. I don't know if I believe that. Maybe. It's Colombian of some sort. So, it's the same style. Maybe yours is Colombian.
wow. I don't know. Pre-Columbian is like
Honestly, yeah.
800 years ago, isn't it? Like that's a long time ago. This is like a much newer bead. This is like a almost. It looks very new and it's very heavy. I was yeah.
I personally, I choose silver over gold and silver with face on it. It's like, okay, win-win. That was a great find. Thank you. Shout out to Kate Beats.
Yes. Well, I know.
And you,
I know.
like
Kate's
none of
beads.
these look the same. None of these have the same nose. None of these have the same mouth. None of them are using the same color. They're all so different. That's what I love about it. Like, wow. I don't think you're ever gonna go to 2 different stores and find the same face bead.
No, I actually have a very funny story. When I first started getting into beads, you hear, oh, you should go to a thrift store and just find beads in a thrift store, antique store. So we were in Galveston, Texas, and I went into an antique store and I found a necklace that was really cool and it had these very pretty turquoise glass
Mhm.
rectangular beads that I love so much. Just those weird, just a simple rectangular bead. And I remember after we left, I was like, I want to go to a bead store and try to find this bead. So I made your sister, Sophia, take me to a bead store in Dallas, Texas. And I just walked in and I said, "Please, I'd like to buy more of these beads, like rectangular turquoise beads." And now I know that that is just the
No.
most naive thing ever because no two bead stores sell the same things, especially vintage beads off of some store necklace. There's just infinite number of different kinds. And the naivety of just walking into a bead store and saying, "Excuse
I
me."
mean, it would have been amazing if she was just like, "Oh, yeah, come right this way." And I think right now, everything's so digital, everything's kinda, like, online. It's nice to just have something tangible to play with. Like, sometimes with my toys, I'll just sit there and look at them. Maybe I'll rearrange them every now and then. They're just there to look at and make you happy. And I like combining things, like, here's one. This is, like, how I display some of my beads or, like, my bracelets. Because I just make bracelets whenever I'm kinda bored, I'm gonna sit here and watch TV and make a bracelet. So I've got a bunch of bracelets just everywhere. I'm like, "Let me bling out my dudes. Let me bling out my toys. You deserve some beats too."
I love it. So instead of like
Yeah.
furniture jewelry, like my neighbor said that she just lays the beads across her photo frames, you instead lay yours across your toys, which is pretty
Everybody
awesome.
deserves to have a little something pretty.
Before we wrap it up, do you have any words of advice for a new collector or somebody who maybe be curious but doesn't really know much about beads and bead stores?
It's kinda hard, I think, for young people to get into it because they don't really know, like, that all exists. Like, I have you, and you knew so much about all these beads, and I think you're more interested in learning about the history of things probably than us. We have short attention spans, so, I think first, get curious. Things that I like. Go see what you like and start with some cheap beads. What are you into? Do you just want to collect? Do you just want to look at them? Do you want to use them? And like I said, this is my best friend. Like it's very cheap. It's not permanent. You can cut it and use those beads all over again. So yeah, just find out what you're into. It didn't take long for me to figure out what plain beads. It's okay to just buy them with that. You're not spending a lot of money. You're spending like
Yeah.
$10 here or $10. Once you get an idea of it, you kind of start figuring out, okay, I like these colors together. I like these colors together. There's so many different colors and shapes that you can put together too. So I think play with it. Not everything has to be permanent. Experimentation.
Implementation.
Experimentation. There you go. Experiment with it. Have fun with it. And also do your own thing. I think a lot of people get caught into but I mean, none of this is really trending. Yes, the candy's trending. And maybe that's a good segue. Like, get interested. There's more than plastic beads. There's glass beads. There's ceramic beads, clay beads.
Yeah. So what are candy beads? Are those pony beads? When you say
Candy.
candy
When I
beads, what are
say
you talking
candy,
about?
I'm just talking about beads in general.
Like eye
Like,
candy.
so I think
Okay.
I might be wrong here, but it kind of originates from raving. Maybe not, but that's where it's really used. So I think part of raving is like it's a community, right? Like beading is a community, raving is a community. And they're all really close, and maybe they're feeling crazy that night or whatever, doing something crazy. And everybody's so connected. And so they do this thing where they make bracelets more similar to this kind of thing, and they say things, or they're just big, big bracelets, and they wear them and they all go and their whole arms are covered. And they'll go to these concerts and they'll trade. A lot of times they put their hands together like this. And then they would transfer their bracelets over to the other person's wrist. It's really just a reference to bracelets. It's like we're in this community. I want to share my adoration for this with you and our connection, our bond on this one night. Have something to remember me by. Here's some candy. Here's my bracelet. And maybe it's handmade too. It's more special. It's handmade. It's like a treat. It's a treat. Maybe that's where it originates from. Candy. That's a better way to go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with your
It's
Aunt
always
Sammy,
fun.
talking about beads and bead
I think
collecting.
it's easy to talk
And
about beads. It's easy to ramble on about beads, as you will see from this episode.
well, I wanted to be sure we started this whole podcast with beginner bead collector because I just wanted people to understand that you don't have to buy trade beads and historic beads. You just buy what you
Mm-hmm.
like. And even if it's a bead here, you literally bought like 5 beads from
Yeah.
one store and 2 beads from another store as your first purchase. It's not like you have to buy a sack of
Mm-hmm.
beads or anything like
It's
that. And
a creative outlet that's not really that hard. Because I think a lot of the beauty in it is the bead itself. Like, here, let me show you one. Like, let me show you more beads. This beautiful blue bead, and all I did was throw in some similar colored beads on a wire and a magnet, and I love it. And it's so easy, but I get to carry this around with me. Something so beautiful. Yeah, and it's like, look at this.
it's so pretty. I know it ends up happening for people like me is you realize that a bead is a tangible connection to history, right? If I said, that idea was from the 1800s, it's just sort of abstract. But if I said this
Mhm.
bead was made in 1800s, or like you showed that face bead that's
Yeah.
pre-Columbian, well, that's 900
Mhm.
years ago. So yeah, that's a tangible piece of history, and then when you think about all the hands that have touched
Yeah.
those beads, or all the people that have had that bead, and somehow it
How
came to
did it end up
you,
here?
just it's crazy, yeah, I think beads carry history with them, and, there's gonna be so many bead
Yeah.
beautiful,
Like,
right? Like
look at your wall. You just need to do
I
something with
know.
your hands. It's boring to just sit
Yes.
there.
Well, we'll get into it in another episode, but the constant using of your hands is good to settle your
Mhm.
mind and to help alleviate stress. And whether that's sorting beads or doing something repetitive, it's kind of like meditative. And we'll talk about that in future episodes. But I think that's why there's a lot of bead weavers out there and people take up things like
Mhm.
knitting and crocheting. It is
Yeah.
a stress reliever as well as your something practical that you're
But
making out of
again,
it
for the
all
younger
too. So
generation, we don't have the patience.
yeah,
So bracelets will do just
that's
fine.
true.
A necklace even will do just fine.
Before we go, show people your
Yes.
necklace that you're wearing now.
Here, let me take it off so you can see up close. It's a very, very pretty trade bead strand. And I'm wearing it.
It's so pretty. It's a Millefiori necklace, and they're all the same. It's Millefioris are almost more beautiful when they're all put
Yes.
together like that, the similar
Yeah.
bead, right?
Look at this one. This one has no red. So
Very
pretty.
cool.
I mean, nobody's making stuff like this today. I mean, they are. I guess they are, but also it's that matte finish to it that I kind of love. And kind of yeah, and the jagged edges. Like, yeah, they've been around. People have been using these things.
We'll have to talk to, in future episodes when I talk to bead makers, we'll have to talk about shiny finish
You can
versus
put me
matte
down for matte
finish.
finish. I really think it's like the older look. It just looks like some master craftsman made this 100 years.
Yes, maybe aged. Yeah, maybe it
Just
feels
feels
aged or
more
something.
special. Also, maybe it's more subtle, and that's what I like. I like subtle but pretty.
I like how you're stroking your beads. That's awesome.
Maybe it's also sensory. I have to
Oh,
do an
yes,
ASMR
it is.
episode.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, thank you so much for your
Mhm.
time. I appreciate it.
It
And
was fun. Thank you for having me. Hopefully,
you're
people
welcome.
find a 24-year-old collector interesting. In 50 years, I'm gonna be like, who's a famous bead collector?
Okay,
Hi,
well, thank you
I
again.
meet the
We'll talk
beads.
to you guys later. Thanks for listening.